Hey all, so this video is going to be focusing on the Cyberblade ship and why, in my opinion, it is the most powerful ship in the game. I think Legendary is a better all-round ship though, but for sheer power and getting through waves quickly, you really can't beat Cyberblade. So this is what my account currently looks like. I have almost all the skins unlocked, you can see here. I'm just missing a few at the end. Plus I am still a VIP 0 player, which is always nice. So this is the setup I'm going to be using to try and get Cyberblade fast. I have put the expert item carrier uplink on the Transformer Breaker ship. You can see here, drops a random ship after one waves without a ship drop. So when I start with this ship, hopefully a Thunderblade will drop within a few waves, therefore giving me the Cyberblade. It's worth picking up a Terminator or a Legendary as well, as sometimes the Cyberblade will drop as a ship drop with one of those ships equipped. I don't want to pick up the Transformer Pirate though, since that's for a different merged ship. And then for the Cyberblade itself, you can see here it's max rank. I only recently managed to do that. I have put the expert item charger on the ship. Increases damage greatly after each wave passed in 10 waves, so the damage should go up significantly with this. Plus I've also put the expert item deflector, a good chance to dodge attacks with that equipped, and this should make Cyberblade really powerful. So let's give Endless a go to show what Cyberblade can do. I'm going to be using the pilot squad here. It is the power squad. I think that's actually my favourite squad in the game. I do like using that squad. And I will start with the breaker ship, Soundbreaker. There we go. I don't really need to use the other boosters. So let's see what happens. Alright. So here we go. So with a bit of luck, a Thunderblade should spawn really early. Either that or one of the bigger ships, then I can pick that up. Then hopefully get a Cyberblade to spawn directly. It's a bit boring with the Soundbreaker ship though. Still gets through the waves quite quickly. Oh, there we go. Right, so we have the Cyberblade. Now to show its effectiveness with this setup, you can see it's getting through the waves pretty quickly. Its blade attack, so to speak, you can see actually cuts through enemies with shields, this attack here. Plus you may have noticed the Cyberblade itself spawns a shield as you play. So now I could take a hit from the enemies as well if I wanted to. This is why Cyberblade is so good. It's not only really quick at getting through the enemies, but also spawns that shield as well. You got to see how the blades can cut through the enemies really quick there. Can't defeat those, but normal shielded enemies it can. Very effective on the bosses as well. A boss will come up soon, you will see. There we go. So this is what I was doing to get the ship EXP for Cyberblade as well. I was grinding out Endless for hours each day. What I was doing is 10 minutes, then quitting out, then going in for another 10 minutes, quitting out. You have to do this a lot though to get Cyberblade up to max rank. So don't expect to do it in a day or two. It's going to take weeks, even months to even get the 1 rank. So yeah, it does take a very long time. I think the end results are worth it though. A very powerful ship, will be very effective in PvP as well. So we're coming up to a boss in a minute. Hopefully the boss will be almost insta-killed, but we will see. Here we go. I don't know why this boss always freezes up for a bit. But there we go, the boss has been defeated before it can even attack. It's only this boss that really freezes up. It's a bit strange. So I'm going to skip on ahead in a bit to the later waves. So this is wave 50 now. You can see it's killing everything almost instantly. It's at max power, plus with that charger expert item, it's just making things extremely quick. Yeah, the enemies are hardly even appearing on the screen now. They're just being defeated almost instantly on the regular waves. So, yeah, this gives a good idea for how powerful Cyberblade can be. And when I get to the boss, it should also be defeated really quickly, especially if this super time carries over to then, which hopefully it will. I did take a hit though. You can see the shield is gone. Hopefully the shield will regenerate on Cyberblade. Now for the boss, you can see here, the boss just has no chance. There we go. And the shield has regenerated now, as you just saw, so I could take another hit. If set up correctly, you're almost invincible with this ship. That's what makes it so good. You just have to be careful if you do take a hit. Just wait until the shield regenerates. There we have the downwards rocks. You just have to be a bit careful of the shrapnel that comes off the rocks. I have the wings that give me invincibility when I pick up super time as well, which helps with the rocks. The sideways rocks are a lot worse though. The ones that come straight down are relatively easy in comparison. See if a sideways rocks spawns before the boss. Just regular enemies at the moment. Tyrant is another really good ship. I'm not going to pick that up though. And there's the boss. There we go, pretty much instantly defeated. And here are the sideways rocks. Staying around here is normally a pretty good strategy. The rocks will be destroyed and you shouldn't take a hit as long as you're careful. There we go. And this wave defeated nice and quick. Well, I did just take a hit there, unfortunately. Now I've got to wait for another Thunderblade. That was a bit unlucky. We'll see if one spawns. Hopefully it will. This ship is still okay, but it's not massively effective. That's not what I want. Nice bit of gold though. So it's not an invincible setup, so to speak. There's a chance of dodging attacks though with that expert item deflector. Legendary is not a bad ship actually. Tyrant there as well. I'll wait for the Cyberblade rather than grabbing the Tyrant. Hopefully we will get one soon. We shall see though. Legendary is still a good ship. I can take a hit with this and not lose it. Well, you just saw. There we go. Don't know why it froze up again there. It likes to do that. There we go. There's the Cyberblade anyway, so we're back in action now. Hopefully a shield will spawn on the Cyberblade pretty quickly. I have invincibility while the super time was active. There we go, still plowing through the waves really quickly. And there's the shield on the Cyberblade again. Nice. Here's a boss. Still getting through the bosses really quickly. So just be careful here. I'll hopefully get to the later waves. We have Apache and Devastator near the end of Endless, so those will be quite fun to test out Cyberblade on. Got these annoying rocks again now though, so I do need to be a bit careful. Oh! You got to see Deflector in action anyway. I didn't expect that rock. A nice miss there, so that was really lucky. So now the enemies are disabling my weapon. It can't disable the blade attack. This wave is absolutely horrific. It's one of the hardest ones in Endless. Not sure how I managed to get away with that. The rockets are really easy though, so those shouldn't give me any real problems. Another tricky wave here. You can see the waves are getting a lot harder than they were at the start. Cyberblade is still holding up really well though, so that's always good. We should have another boss coming up relatively soon as well. Just be careful here. There we go. Electro. Again, it's pretty much insta-killing it, so it shows you just how powerful this sort of setup is. All right, let's skip ahead a bit more. There we go. We have Spider Lord now, again, pretty much instantly defeated. And these are the harder waves now, or the hardest waves coming up. The last 30-ish waves. We have the downwards rocks. Sometimes it has this massive shielded sort of area. This time, no, it hasn't got that. It has like 6 or 7 rocks that are shielded that you can't destroy, and you have to go to the side to get through the wave. I'm sure some of you know what I mean. We'll see if that appears though in the last 30. So you may have seen 2 bosses very close to each other at 165 and 170. Both taken care of really quickly. There's a lot of waves with rockets and bigger enemies, so to speak, on the last 30 in Endless. The rockets are very easy to deal with. These bigger enemies are pretty easy to deal with as well. That will come up quite a lot though from here until the end, as I mentioned. These rockets though have been destroyed before they can even attack, so no problems there. Just have to be a bit careful that I don't pick up the Element Lord. These are harder. The waves that disable the weapon. The blades can still attack though. Right, 178. Boss will be at 185. Apache. Considered one of the hardest bosses in the game by many players. Cyberblade should hopefully rip through it really quickly though. This is a tricky wave again. The weapon has been disabled. That was a bit unlucky there. I do have a life booster though I could use. Might not be a bad idea actually. Got lucky there. I did just quit out to put some boosters on just to make sure I finish or get close to finishing Endless Mode off. If you quit out and go back in, you do get super time again, and that gives a quick invincibility. Now, that was ridiculously fast. Now we're on to wave 186. Very fast enemies now. Almost too fast for my device to keep up with. It's almost a blur. If I take a hit though, I'll put the shield on. You see the enemies are not even really appearing on the screen though on a lot of the waves. Making it very quick to get through. Quite a few ships dropped there. I want to keep my Cyberblade though. Have rockets here, they're not a problem. Devastator is actually quite an easy boss, dare I say it. Well, compared to some of the other later bosses anyway, I thought it was pretty easy. So much going on here. Right, 194. 195. Yeah, quite a few come from the bottom of the screen as well on these sorts of waves. You do have to be a bit careful. 197 here. This one's quite a tricky one. Okay, I'll put the shield up for 198 and 199. There we go. Then the end boss should be devastated. With a bit of luck. Just stay sort of near the back here and hopefully defeat it really quickly. We shall see though when the boss appears if I can defeat it quickly. I can also use the bomb as well. Bang. There we go. Boss is defeated and Endless Mode has been completed with Cyberblade. There we go. So now if I went back into Endless Mode, I can actually play it again from the start, and I could claim another purple chest as well if I can beat it again. So playing Endless over and over on stage 22 is a good way to get purple chests if you can complete it relatively quickly. And there we go, I'm going to end the video at this point. I hope you found that interesting. Cyberblade is a pretty overpowered ship, very effective in PvP. I used it in Endless just to show you what it can do. It's also very useful in mini-boss mode when you're trying to farm crystals. There's a very specific setup that gets the Cyberblade to drop every single time around the 4th or 5th boss, depending on what bosses you get. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Subscribing is always very much appreciated. I've included a previous video on the screen. There's also a playlist you can check out if you want to do so. Plus you can also subscribe from here if you want to. And thanks for watching.